It is a hot and humid day in Central Park. I'm here with comedian Charles Engle. You know him from his Overshadowed podcast and the countless viral clips he has on the internet. He plays all the clubs in the city. Funny guy, good nanny. What's up, Charles?
Great nanny. What's up? How you
Great
doing?
nanny. Sorry, did I say good?
No, it's good. No,
I said good. I
Yeah.
said good. I meant great. You're the best nanny.
Yeah, best nanny around. Actually, I'm no longer a nanny.
What?
I know. I had to leave
What
them.
happened?
They moved to New Jersey, and I'm,
Oh.
yeah.
Did we talk about this? I used to nanny too.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's great. For who? In New York?
Yeah, this is rich family on their Upper West Side. No, Upper East Side. You're Upper West. You had the Upper West Side.
Yeah,
family.
I was Upper West.
Yeah, let's hear about yours first. No one wants.
Mine were two twins. They were 10 years old. There was a boy and a girl. They were very funny. One went to the dyslexic school, so you pick one up at near your neighborhood. They had a school for kids with dyslexia, and then you would go across the park and pick up the other one, and then we would just hang out in the park. And there's
All you do is hang out in the park with the
dude,
kids?
just hang. I didn't do like full-time cooking or anything, so it was
Oh no.
kind of just more of a babysitting role. So it was like and they had, they were pretty rich. So your day was kind of just doing things you wish you had the money to do when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then getting paid for that.
That's fun.
And making a ton of friends, because we'd go to the park and it was just like me and a sea of Jamaican women.
But going to the park doesn't really seem like a rich kid activity.
Yeah, it was like 30 minutes, and then they'd be like, okay, go now do laser tag.
Oh wow.
And you're like, all right, I'll do laser tag.
Did you ever go on like vacation with this family?
I wish
You
I
know
could
how
have
like
gone.
sometimes they bring the nannies on
Yeah.
vacation, which seems so sad.
Just to kind of be like, the fifth wheel.
Yeah. Well, it just seems like bad parenting, right? To bring like your nanny on vacation, like to spend time with your family.
Yeah, I think they bring, it's like, all right, well, we're gonna get fucked up, and then we'll have this
Oh,
person
well,
as like a kickstand.
Yeah,
to
that
make
makes
sure.
sense, I guess. If you have ulterior motives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My buddy is I got him the job. He's a nanny, but the dad is home the whole time.
Oh, I wouldn't
So
like
he's
that.
like, what are you doing? Just take care of the kids
Yeah,
yourself.
see,
But
that's weird to me.
yeah, he gets there and the dad just plays video games the whole time.
What does he do for a living? Is he
I
like a
think
pro
he's-
video game guy or something?
I think he's like a BlackRock guy.
Oh, he owns
Yeah,
the world.
I think he's a devil monster.
What was like because like these kids growing up rich, are they like how first of all, how rich are we talking? Like billionaires?
No, I wouldn't say billion. Their friends definitely were, but they were like, they lived in Chelsea. They had an apartment above Whole Foods. I think
Wow.
they had multiple homes.
Dang.
But we would go to their friends' homes, and they would be the people that had like the entire floor.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, that's
So there was a
ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely had money. They would go to the Super Bowl and all those extravagant things where you're like, I know you paid 15 grand for those tickets.
That's wild. Yeah.
How about yours?
Okay, so it was a single mom. I'm a hero.
Wow.
And two boys on the Upper East Side, and they were like, she obviously had money. She worked for Credit Suisse or Credit
Oh,
Suisse.
nice. Okay.
I don't even,
Yeah. I
See, I'm
think
so
I've heard
poor.
of
I don't
them.
even know how you say it. And I was going to college, and they lived right across the street from Marymount, the school I went to.
Okay, nice.
And I just got the job one day. Some girl, Megan, was a friend of mine, and she's like, "Hey, I nanny for these two kids. Do you want to do it?" I said, "Sure." Then she like handed me the keys. Then I was the nanny.
That's so funny.
And I didn't even like
No interview?
No interview, but I think just off my her recommendation, I got in, and it was cool because it was like $10 an hour. But this is 2004.
Okay, nice. So that's good.
So
Yeah.
like your heart dropped for a second.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if it was cool.
No, but and it was cash, and she always paid me in cash at the end of the week, and I just kind of emailed her the hours I worked. She never really fact
that's
checked it. I was always
awesome.
honest.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to lose the job.
Yeah.
And I don't like stealing.
From the single moms.
But it was a lot of work. I picked them up from school, would take them home. There would be times I'd have to sleep over.
Oh,
I was
wow.
cooking them like chicken parm. I was
Wow.
like, yeah.
And you were in school at this time.
Yeah. But they lived right across the street from the school. So some days, I hope they don't hear this, but I would like nap at their apartment on their couch or something. And they're like, housekeeper would be home. I'm like, hey, I'm just,
Just making sure the kids are good.
I'm a nanny here. I work there too. Hey, if you nap, I won't tell. But it was a fun job, and I kind of still keep in touch with the kids. Do you keep in touch with the twins?
Sometimes, yeah. Like on Facebook, I see posts, and then I'll for the mom, and I'll be like, "Hope everything's well." Just little things like that.
Did you have any other like odd jobs when you moved into the
Oh
city?
yeah, dude. My first job, when I first moved here, I did the classic. I worked at a bagel place.
Ah, is that a classic?
I think that's like classic server job or
Where
service
did
job.
you move from?
I moved from Phoenix.
Okay.
And
so like what like a You'd like make bagel sandwiches, like
Yeah.
bacon, egg, and cheese?
All of that stuff. And I was a server for years, but New York was the first place.
You worked behind the deli?
Yeah, dude.
Like that?
All that stuff. I mean, not until New York.
All right.
But New York was the first place where when people would yell, I remember my coworkers yelling back at them. And I remember like, oh, you can't do that. It's the service industry.
That's
and they were like,
hilarious.
shut the fuck up
Yeah.
to the people. And I was like, oh, this is just New York. You can do that.
Yeah. So did you ever do that?
No, I got too afraid.
Yeah, I would be too scared.
Yeah,
too.
I'm not going to tell somebody to shut up. I'll
No.
probably get punched.
Yep.
But my first one, I think this may have been one of the worst jobs I ever had. I first moved here, I moved in with my grandma. She lived above Yonkers. And everybody lives in the cities, my grandma, my cousins, my aunt, my uncles.
Oh, wow. That's
It's
cool. That's fun.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of Italians yelling at each other all day. Pretty good. And then I moved to the city. I moved to Astoria. And then I worked at this doggy daycare called Ruby and Jack's all day. You went into the room where they kept all the dogs for 8-hour shifts, and you just picked up the pee, the poop, stopped them from fighting, and if they tried to hump each other, you had to unhump them.
Unhump them, yeah.
It was brutal.
Wow.
And the dog, they're barking, and then also it's like you're new to the city, so you're just bombing everywhere and then working this dog job. I think that was maybe the roughest time I've had in New York.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I would when I moved here in 2004, I'd hit up Craigslist.
For like odd jobs?
Yeah. I used to juggle professionally, and I taught this 4-year-old kid how to juggle. Like his dad saw me practicing at the Y once. And
He came up to you?
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I could come over. I was like, 4's a little young. But I also, promotional companies would hire me to hang up posters at the school I went to.
Oh, nice.
For upcoming events and stuff, and I had to take photos of the posters and send it to them as proof. But they had me go outside Radio City Music Hall with CDs for if there was a concert, the opening act wasn't as popular, so I'd hand out CDs of the opening act.
Oh, nice.
One of the promos I had to do was there was a documentary called Gay Sex in the 70s, and it was about gay sex in the 70s, and they had condoms. They partnered with Trojan or something.
Okay.
And they had condoms, and it had the movie logo on the wrapper of the condom. And so they sent me a box of these condoms to distribute. But I would.
Yeah, what are you gonna? Guy giving out condoms?
I was just leave them in places. But then I had one in my pocket, and I went home for work. I went home to see my parents, not for work. But did you hear that lady? Yeah. She just ran by and went,
I hope you got that on tape.
I hope so too. That's why I love doing this outside. Also, we're walking up to some weird thing coming up. I can't wait to see what this is. Looks like a big Trump thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
It does.
And so she found one of these gay sex in the 70s condoms and just slammed it on the desk.
That's so funny.
And she wouldn't care if I was gay or anything.
Yeah.
But she was just like, what the hell is this?
It's so oddly specific.
Yeah, and I was like, no, Mom, I did a promo for them. Don't worry.
Did you have to test it out?
Yeah, I did test them out. They were great. Oh, this might not. What is this?
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's coming up to people holding a giant
Here, I'm gonna
flag.
flip the camera. This is fun. This is why I love doing this podcast out here, because there's just so much weird stuff that happens. Not sure what it is. Oh, bring them home now. That's what it says. Okay. What are your thoughts on that?
Is it the troops or is it the?
No, I think it's the hostages.
Israel Palestine.
Yeah. No, obviously, we don't have to get into it.
Yeah.
But it's don't worry. It's not that type of shit podcast. But
that'd be funny. That's where the podcast twists.
Yeah.
The real reason I brought you out here.
Hey, let's grab a corner. Oh man.
Yeah, they're like, we're expecting you.
Oh god. Marcus and Charles? Yeah, checking in. 2, please.
Here are yarmulkes?
Trying to think if I had any other jobs. Any weird ones.
I once was a sign spinner, one of those guys.
Yo!
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
I did that for a few weeks.
In the city?
No, not in New York. I don't even know if they have them in New York.
I haven't seen them.
I've never seen them because I have a joke about it. When I bring it up, people are like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But I did it.
Was it for Liberty Mutual or something? What did you do?
Dude, it was for a gym. Thank God, because I was like, at least I'm not a gorilla or the Statue of Liberty.
Right.
But my mistake was I took it in the neighborhood that I grew up in. So all day, people that I went to high school with are driving by.
Isn't that the worst?
And you're just like, are you spinning signs? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Just send a picture, like a boomerang of me. And I'm like, no.
You were in disguise. People wouldn't recognize you. A sign spinner.
Yeah, it was brutal.
That's fun. I love that. Man, I was a waiter. I got fired.
Oh, I've been fired from waiting jobs.
Did you do something to get fired? Like,
I just was horrible. I never knew the menu. Every server job I had, I would just fake the menu. What'd you do to get fired?
It wasn't even my table, but this was back in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee. I took a year off after high school, and high school's tough.
Yeah.
And I needed a break, and I became a waiter for 2 weeks, and I was walking by this table. This lady goes, "Hey, excuse me, can you bring me some mayonnaise?" And I said, "Yes, I'll bring you some mayo, no problem." And she says, No, mayonnaise." And I was like, "Well, all we have is mayo." And then she goes, "I really just want mayonnaise." I'm like, "Listen, lady, I'm bringing you some mayo, whether you like it or not." I thought we were joking.
Yeah.
I thought we were having fun. I thought she was feeling my vibes. And he's like, "Oh, he's a little witty waiter guy." And then apparently she complained to the actual wait staff who was working her table.
Oh, okay.
She was foreign and didn't understand that
That's
mayo
so
was just
funny.
short for mayonnaise. And yeah.
And then you got fired.
I got
for
fired
it?
for that. Yeah, it was like I was like 2 weeks in. So they're like, if you're this trouble 2 weeks in, they're like, what are you gonna be like? And I also didn't get trained properly, and
Oh yeah, dude, because they leave it up to other servers to train you.
they don't want to train you.
No, of course not.
No.
They're just like, here's the napkins, and you're like, all right.
I never knew how to when at the end of the day you have to go to this computer and like type in everything.
Yep.
I never knew how to do any of that. I never made any money. Like, it was not good.
I used to lose money because I wasn't organized, so I would lose money at like just walking around, dollars flying out. And I remember every day people were like, "What'd you make?" And I'm like, "I think I lost $20."
Oh no.
Working here.
Oh no. I mean, like, the service industry is so tough, right? Like,
it's terrible.
It's not great, and to rely on tips, that's real tough.
Yeah, it's just I remember it's also like quicksand. Like some people just stay in it forever.
Yeah.
I
Some
remember-
people are really good at it.
Yeah, you can be real. My brother's still in it. He makes like, he lives in Reno. He's at a bar and he can make like $500 a day. And I'm like,
That's
all right,
pretty good.
if
I
you're
would do
making
that.
Yeah, I'm like, that's pretty sweet.
I asked the guy that cuts my hair how much money he makes. He says it's about $500 a day as well.
Really?
And I'm like, that's probably true because, like, I pay him over $100. I know it doesn't look like it for him to work on my hair, and then he sees me for like 45 minutes, and he has more than five people a day.
I pay my guy like including tip, it's like $70.
Okay.
And it's like another 40 minutes.
Makes a lot of money.
So also, you know what I noticed about the barbers here?
I don't know.
I go to a Dominican guy. They always have homes like back in the Dominican Republic, and I'm like, okay, so you guys are doing fine.
They're doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cleaning up. We're making the wrong. Comedy's the opposite.
What do you think of this whole like tipping thing? Has it gotten out of control, you think?
And with the flip and the iPad?
Like, I mean, also like we tip the people that cut your hair, but they're also the ones setting the price.
That is true.
It's weird.
I think the hair I'm fine with because I kind of see it as like a bartender. Like, hey, if I tip you well, you'll remember me. Because I still feel like even though they are barbers and they are supposed to take care, I still feel like there's people where they don't want to cut their hair. Maybe they rush it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, let me give you a good tip.
Okay.
I'm cool with that.
But you don't get the tip till after, so they don't even know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to tell them I'll tip you good first. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just true. The first couple of cuts, you got to be like, this is the type of customer I am. Please cut my hair well.
Yeah.
What do you think? Are you against some things?
No, like I've worked for tips before. I understand. It just kind of blows. Like,
oh,
you know,
yeah, because
right?
you're up to, whatever.
It sucks for both people because one, you have to like, there's no certain amount of money you're going to make in a day. You never know because you're relying on the generosity of other people. That sucks to like be waiting on that for, to be dependent on people for that. Then it sucks when you're the one who has to do it because you're like, I never know how much to tip. And I don't know if it's good or bad. Like one time I hired the DJ for my stepdaughter's wedding.
Okay.
And I read online, like, how much do you tip the DJ?
Yeah, I didn't even would think you would tip them.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. And then I tipped him like $60, I guess.
Okay.
And I guess that wasn't good enough because I got an email from the guy.
Oh my
and he was
God.
like, had a fun time at the wedding, a little disappointed in the tip. And then he like left his Venmo
Oh my.
So I like Venmoed him $100. I was like, dude, I read on like I thought I was supposed to tip you 10%. So I read on like
yeah, you did your research.
some wedding website how much to tip. So I just did what I thought was the right thing to do.
Did he reply back after that?
No.
He's like, 100 was nice, but if you could spare a little bit more, I'm still kind of disappointed.
Yeah, Sound by Design in Wisconsin, you all suck. It was terrible. And they actually DJ'd my wedding too. And I'm sure I tipped them. I don't know. I didn't pay for them. Someone else, I don't know. Whatever happened. But then I tipped the guy for my brother's wedding. I gave him $200 and he seemed happy with that. I just never know how much to tip.
I always assume, it depends. Because of, being a server for so long, I was always going 20%. But now I'm at the point where if I get bad service, I'm like, fuck you. I don't like you. I'm going to tip you 5 or 10 just because in New York, because we go on, I don't know if, being so busy, me and my lady, we go on 1 date a week.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we get really bad service.
Oh, really?
And I used to live...
Where are you going out? Where are you going?
We just go random places we find on TikTok. My girlfriend finds somewhere and she's like, let's go.
Yeah.
And then I would leave like 20, 30% to this guy. He'd show up like a stepdad. You'd see him once and then you'd never see him again.
Right.
And I'd be like, oh, he was great. Let's leave him 50. And my girlfriend's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, he's got it hard. And now I'm just like, no, screw you.
Yeah. See, sometimes I get recognized a little bit more from some videos I've had and stuff, and when that happens, I feel like I have to tip well.
Oh, yeah, you mean when you're at a restaurant or something?
Yeah, and they're like, oh, are you the guy that does, from this? I'm like, yeah, or,
Servers love telling that story, too.
Yeah.
They love being like, did he tip? Nice guy, didn't tip, though.
Or I'm with someone who's more famous than me, and they're like, get recognized, and it's always, but the iPad spinning around thing is crazy. Like, someone just like scoop me ice cream. I'm like, I gotta tip you 10% now?
Yeah, I know. I do. Because I know they think they have the buttons memorized.
Yeah.
I guarantee they can tell what you're pressing from the direction.
100%.
And I'm always like, it depends. If they're nice, I'll give them like 10. But I'm like, come on, dude.
Sometimes I'll say no tip, then pull out like $2 cash.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll give you cash because don't you prefer cash?
Yeah.
And my wife carries $2 bills in her wallet.
Oh, that's
for tipping
great.
People, sometimes I feel like people think that's fake.
Like, $2 bill, yeah.
If you're not like from here and you're, like what? But I guess if you're getting tips on a regular basis, you would know what the U.S. currency is.
What do you think about this though? The Uber tip. I never know what to tip an Uber.
I never know what to tip either.
I was doing $2 every time.
That's pretty good.
And then I'm like, is that good? Is that bad?
I think some people don't tip at all.
Yeah, that's what I think. A lot of people don't. And
sometimes I don't know. I do 80% of the time.
Yeah, that's what I think too. And then sometimes I'm like, they're gonna forget about me. It's fine.
I usually I'm going to or from the airport. So if they help me with my bags, even though I tell them usually I got it, but if they come out of the car and help me with their bags, it's nice. Sometimes doesn't Lyft say? Do you ever use Lyft?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't they say they arrived when they're nowhere close to your house?
Yes, they did that yesterday, and it was raining. And I was like, they're not even close. I'm outside in the rain.
No, do they press the button that says they're here, or does Lyft just...
Dude, I wonder what that is.
I really want to know.
I get pissed at all the rideshare apps here. Especially, there's this one, Revel.
Oh, I used that once or twice.
Yeah, I used it before because they lie. They say, the next 5 rides are discounted 30%. But it's all just the same price as Uber.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Yeah, I do the Lyft wait and save, and it's always...
Oh, yeah, it's always there immediately.
It's just
Yeah, in New York.
In New York it is.
Yeah, I tried that in other states, and they're like, your Uber will be here in 45 minutes, and you're like, oh, no.
Cancel. Yeah, that is crazy. I don't know, man. I'm thankful that, at the end of a comedy show, I don't have to pass around, a tip jar.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for, after each set. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I used to do that for the, weekly shows we would do. And you see people walk by and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, please.
Was it a free show?
Yeah, it was a free show. You're like, come on.
That's different. Yeah. I mean, I remember going to UCB, when I first moved to the city and going to Whiplash, the best comedy show in the city.
I heard all the stories about that show.
Oh, man. It was wild. And it was just they'd have a tip bucket. But it was the show was at 11 p.m. on a Monday night. I'm like, who here has jobs?
Yeah.
No one.
Yeah.
No one here has any money. But I don't know. Uh-oh. Is everything all right? All right. It was raining last night, as you mentioned, and I had to set at Rodney's, and I was biking home, and it was pouring rain. I was in a pack of delivery drivers, also on bikes.
And did you have anything? Did you have a raincoat or anything?
Nothing. I forgot it was supposed to rain. I'm kind of was kind of aloof. I was just like, I had a video camera in my backpack. I was like, God, I hope it doesn't get wet. And I let these delivery drivers like going ahead of me because, you know, they got business. They got priority, you know.
They got food that needs to be had.
Yeah. And then up ahead, I see like a big commotion in the bike lane. And one of the guys got hit by a car or something. And he's laying.
Food's all over the place.
He's laying, his bike's down, his bag is down. And there's like a lady from the sidewalk like holding his head up. And there's no blood and there's no like visible broken bones. But I was just like, dang, ugh. Then there were like 12 people around him.
Yeah, there's always going to be a crowd.
And I was like, do I stay or do I go?
This happened to me, I went.
You left.
I once was scooting. I had an electric scooter for a while.
Yeah.
And
yeah, dude.
It was so much fun.
Love it.
I flew off a couple of times, and I was like, well, I got smacked into some cars. But one time I saw a guy, I don't know, something happened to him on the 59th bridge.
Yeah.
But there was like 20 people crowd around him, and I was like, oh, this guy may be dead, but I'm not going to make it a crowd of 21. No. I got to go.
Yeah.
This is the decline. It's my favorite part.
Yeah, I left too because I'm like, it's raining. I'm not going to assist in any way.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do besides just join in the conversation.
And there are other people there with phones. I'm sure they called an ambulance or something.
Yeah, you do feel weird because you're like, is this my civic duty?
Yeah.
Like, it's New York.
I just kind of like rode off being like, oh, I hope he's all right.
But in the meantime, now you're ahead of the game. The pack is gone. You got clear
now
streets.
I had a clear path.
We had that once when I was a mover in the city for a couple of years.
Oh, that's an odd job.
It was very, very crazy. It was a big mix.
A lot of comedians do that.
Yes, there was a ton of comedians and then a ton of felons.
Oh,
so
nice.
The mix would be wild.
No background checks.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, the company didn't exist.
Well, felons need to work too, I guess.
Yeah, it's true, and they would make crazy money.
Wait, what do you mean the company didn't exist?
It was an illegal, illegal company. If you ask the headquarters, we were in the Philippines.
Wow.
Yeah.
Funny.
And but one time we pulled up somewhere in Brooklyn. It might have been Flatbush. We parked the truck. Somebody gets shot like 100 feet away. And I by the way, I was the only one that ran.
Yeah.
I
would have ran
bolted.
100 yards away. It's very close.
Yeah, it was super close. You saw the guy.
Oh.
And so then I had to come back. And I kind of felt embarrassed because everybody was like, "What are you doing running?" And I was like, "All right, I'm from Phoenix. This doesn't happen a lot."
Right.
And but it was shitty to see this guy. I mean, he was okay, I think.
All right.
But then it just made it easier for us to do the moving job because they moved all the cars for the ambulance.
Oh, great.
And I was like, well, that sucks, but our day just got way faster.
Yeah, that's. Hey, wouldn't you get tipped for moving too?
Yeah.
Like now, what did people usually tip you?
You know, people did a good job of doing between maybe like $60 each to anywhere between $200 each.
Wow.
So that's pretty. And you would do like 3 jobs a day.
Wow.
But your body, like I had to.
Yeah, your body.
I had to stop because like you feel it. Because at our company, you would sprint. The whole thing was about going as fast as you could. And
you could sprint?
There was just like, as soon as you start, they're just like, go, 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 go. Because we weren't paid hourly, so there was no reason to milk the clock. So everybody was just like, go as fast as you can so we can try to grab another job.
Got it.
So we can get more cash. And it was like, you felt kind of cool. Like, when you get better at comedy and you feel yourself kind of evolving?
Not really.
Me neither. But I was hoping you could relate.
No.
Could I
I'm
find
just looking
somebody?
at my sweat already. This is so gross.
Yeah, it is a little humid.
Yeah, it's very humid.
Would you rather have the humidity or the dry? Because I'm from the dry.
Dry.
And I hate the humidity.
100% dry, although my nose bleeds like a maniac.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Have you been to Arizona? They got some clubs out there.
I think I haven't played a show, but I've been out there.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah, I mean, they got 7. I think they have like a good amount of clubs. So I like going out there, see the parents, do some, anytime there's like a New York headliner there, I'll try to
I'd love to play Arizona. Maybe I should book some shows there.
Yeah, they're very fun.
Yeah. All right. Want to come?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Yeah. How did you get into comedy? Like, when did that start?
Dude, well, I got into it because I just saw, when I was a kid, I saw Jeff Foxworthy on TV.
All right,
and
that's it, everyone.
And now my hero's Bill Maher.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby, all the Bills.
Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah, there's like they're framed on my wall.
Oh my God.
And I just was like, oh, okay, that doesn't look like a job. Because when I was a kid, I was like, well, I don't want a job. And then when I was, little did I know, you have to do so many shitty jobs to do comedy.
Yeah, seriously.
And then when I got old enough, I just started going to open mics. But I was terrified. I was never like confident about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And do you remember your first joke?
I don't remember I remember a couple of really bad ones. There was, a joke about why they call them baby carrots. I used to phrase it like, do you know 70% of carrots are eaten as babies? I was like, just like the trying to have the angle of like, why do we call them babies? Like, that's so, why would that, what was the board meeting like?
Right.
These carrots aren't selling. What can we do to them? Let's call them babies.
Yeah.
And then I would say, like, I don't know if this keeps up, there's going to be a lot of snowmen out there who don't have any noses.
That's funny.
Really bad.
Yeah, I like it.
And then I had a second one that was you remember the cereal Oops, All Berries, Captain Crunch?
Oh, yeah.
I had a joke that was, again, joke is a very light term, but it was, I just had my first bowl of Captain Crunch Oops, All Berries. I was like, they should rename that to Captain Crunch, finally, All Berries. Yeah. I hope you're still a child and can enjoy,
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, how about you? Because you have an interesting story where you were like a full act.
Yeah.
You were a full juggler, performer.
Right.
I saw videos of you.
Oh, God.
I think I may have seen the one where you broke your legs.
Yeah, it did happen. I had a full-on career. I had a good career. And I gave it all up.
So you chose, it was like, let me make the switch.
Yeah, kind of. But my first like stand-up joke was, it was about homeless people. It was before I knew that you shouldn't have like a victim in the joke.
Yeah.
But it was like, man, I see a lot of homeless people pushing shopping carts around the city.
Yeah.
Man, you're always shopping. Something like that.
Yeah.
Like here, they might have, if they weren't always shopping, maybe they couldn't afford a house or something
Yeah,
like that.
something where you're like, nice little burn.
Yeah.
And then people are like, why would you say that about them?
Exactly, yeah. It wasn't good, but yeah, I did it once in a show, maybe like a year ago, just to see if it would get any laughs.
Yeah. It's funny when you're like, maybe these are good, but I'm just better now at telling them.
Right,
and you're like,
right.
No.
I have like, the stage presence,
Yeah.
or like the delivery's better, more confidence behind it. Sometimes though, that is all you need is just a little bit of confidence behind a joke for it to work. Sometimes it's just the smallest tweaks.
Yeah, it's so true because that confidence will signal them to be like, hey, laugh now. And
Exactly.
like, we love you.
Yeah. But you write it down on paper. It's like, your joke is shit.
Yeah.
This joke is shit. I don't ever go this way in the park.
This is kind of like enchanting.
This is very nice. All right, well, Charles, where can people find you on the internet?
Find me at Charles_Engle, Engle, on all platforms. And then I also have a podcast. It's a comedy history podcast. It's called Overshadowed. Also, if you're in New York, I run a new weekly show at Flophouse Comedy Club at 9:30 with Eric Scott and Mark Little. It's called Release the Hounds.
Dang.
Every Thursday, so come out.
Get me on there.
I will. We just started. It's great.
All right.
It's a very fun time.
I love it. I'll get you on my show.
Yeah, let's do it.
I got to get a show.
All right. I just spit on you.
No, that's okay. I like it. Everyone follow Charles. Go see his shows. Listen to his podcast. We did it.
Yeah.
Talkie walkie. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and or watch another one. Watch another video. Could be fun. I don't know. Could be cool. You're already this far. You're